With the former double champion Daniel Cormier, Octagon side in Vancouver, I'm Brendan Fitzgerald. Justin Gaethje lives up to the hype every time out. Another first-round knockout, this time against the fourth-ranked and legend Donald Cowboy Cerrone. What a performance.
I mean, he looks better every single time he steps into the octagon. Tonight he started. He was very measured, landed a few leg kicks, like he said, landed a lot of those counter right hands. And on the very last one, he hurt Donald Cerrone very bad. Started the finishing sequence, took his time, found the kill shot. Classic Justin Gaethje. Look, this guy was a brawler when he got here. Now he's just a fantastic fighter, and he will find finishes every time he steps in the octagon.
The best reality show on television for my money, outside the octagon and inside, is the top of the lightweight division. So
yes.
Now the question, obviously, is what's next for Justin Gaethje?
You know, I think Justin Gaethje should fight Conor McGregor. I asked him in the octagon, I go, you got an Irishman in the future? Everybody's lining up to fight Conor while this guy's going, I ain't worried about it. No, fight Conor. The story writes itself. Conor McGregor knows how to sell a fight. I can guarantee he does not like the things that Justin Gaethje's been saying about him. So the build-up to the fight will be amazing. And the build-up would only be the appetizer to what would be the fight. Both of these guys are tremendous fighters. For Gaethje, it will put a stamp on him earning a title fight. And for Conor, coming back and getting a win over a guy like Justin Gaethje would ensure that he fights for the belt the next time he steps in the octagon.
How about the game plan from Justin Gaethje? Puts on that stone-cold, all-business face all week long. Said it afterwards. Didn't like punching his friend because he acknowledged that they're friends. But, man, can he put that aside and compartmentalize when it's time to go?
Well, Brendan, at the weigh-ins, Donald was saying, oh, this is my buddy.
Yeah.
But you saw Justin just standing there, stone-faced, like, I'm not playing this game. And once the fight was over, he went back to going, yes, it was tough to fight my friend. But all week he said, he's not my friend. He had to really do a good job of separating himself from what him and Donald may have had before. Cerrone strives on that. He strives on the handshakes and the good feelings. But Trevor Whitman trained his athlete to know, ignore that. This is not sparring. This is you trying to earn a title fight.
On the other side, for Cowboy Cerrone, he, of course, probably would take an open spot on the Mexico City card next week. He wants to stay busy, even still at 36 years old. What might be next for him? You
know, Donald Cerrone was a little bit upset with the stoppage, and I understand why. But he never really got started. I think he felt the power of Gaethje really early, and it made him kind of hesitate, and that's why he was getting hit with so many clean shots. But as you said, Cowboy's going to be signing up the next time there's a fight. Dana calls him, it'll be like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
That's what he does, and that's why he's won more fights than anyone in UFC history.
Told us this week, when I fight Paul Felder, I'm going to have to do it again against a friend. Paul Felder, of course, just won and is number 7.
It lines up.
That could be another one.
Wow, look at you making these dudes fight. You think it's not enough for Cowboy to fight one of his friends right now? You're going to set him up against another one.
It was the one that he suggested.
Jeez Louise.
Anyways, in our co-main event, Glover Teixiera and Nikita Krylov. And how about the guy who's turning 40 next month? You've proven you can get it done at 40. Glover Teixiera proved pretty good at 39 so far with 3 wins in 2019.
I did a little dance, you know, because Glover did it for the old guys. I call him Glover. People get mad when I call him that. It's Glover Teixiera, like Clover.
Yeah.
Glover did a fantastic job. He showed that he is not slowing down, and he showed that he can make adjustments mid-fight if he needs to. He fought great tonight against Krylov.
All right, also in the light heavyweight division, our main card started with Misha Cirkunov taking the up-and-coming Australian who's just 23 years old and undefeated Jimmy Crute until he ran into Misha Cirkunov, who got him out of there.
Man, Misha Cirkunov fought great tonight. He said that he was going to go back to wrestling. He had fell in love with the striking, went back to wrestling, got that Peruvian necktie. It was beautiful, got on top and finished the fight. Now he looks to be going back in the right direction. He was so disappointed in the Johnny Walker fight. He never got a chance to get going. He said to us on Thursday, I got to start faster. This fight didn't take very long. For Jimmy Crute, he's a young guy. He's got to go work on the fight IQ, because there were a couple times where he could have broke engagement, but he played a dangerous game, and Misha Cirkunov made him pay for it.
And he acknowledged coming into this fight at just 23, said, I'm 4 years off of my prime in the fight game, so Jimmy Crute's still a very bright future for that 23-year-old Australian. Well, in Canada, there were several prospects on display in the prelims tonight, but Tristan Connolly was a bit overlooked, fighting from here in Vancouver, less than a week's notice, and he goes out as the biggest underdog on the card and gets the big victory over Michel Pereira.
You know what's crazy, Brendan? It's like, we're sitting here and we cannot be biased, but when you're watching Connolly put on a fight like that, it's hard not to be a sports fan.
Right.
And really be enamored with a guy like that. He's small. He's out of his weight class. He took the fight on 5 days' notice. He went in there with one of the hotter prospects in the entire UFC. He dealt with a lot. about a 7-minute walk to the octagon. Teixiera's doing backflips in there, and Connolly just stayed the course. He said he was going to break him. He did exactly that, and he got his hand raised. That was the biggest pop all night. I mean, Justin Gaethje got a pop.
Right.
Nobody got the reception of Tristan Connelly. That's something that young man is going to have for the rest of his life.
And he says he's just getting started, so we'll see what the future is for Tristan Connelly, but perhaps Canada has a new favorite fighter at the moment. On the other side, Michel Pereira, he's just 25 years old. Maybe if he can rein it in a little bit, I don't want to totally take him off his game, but he certainly is a marketable Brazilian who has a bright future.
I understand that all that stuff probably makes him calm. It calms him down, but it's a lot, right? It's a lot. It's almost like Apollo Creed in Rocky IV.
Yeah.
So when Apollo Creed got beat up, you felt bad, but you didn't feel all that bad because you hope, well, okay, Apollo died, but Michel Pereira did.
He did.
So Michel Pereira lost a fight, but you hope that in losing, he learns a lesson to just reel it in, go fight, be a professional, make the weight, and then don't, dance to the octagon. Cowboy Oliveira does that. He dances, but then he goes in there and he doesn't do all the extra stuff. Dance all you want, but when you get in the octagon, it's all business.
Exactly the game plan Tristan Connelly said. He said he'll get tired. I'm going to go out on my shield if I go out at all, and he gets the victory. Next week, Mexico City is the spot. High elevation in Mexico City, and a striker's delight in our main event as Jeremy Stephens takes his show on the road, hostile territory, against the Mexican Yair Rodriguez.
That is going to be a fantastic fight. Jeremy Stephens is an all-action fighter. Yair Rodriguez has been down there getting used to the elevation. I was there when Yair fought there the first time. It made him sick because he wants to fight at such a high pace. So he did it this time, went up there early, got acclimated. I'm sure Jeremy Stephens has done the same thing. I went when Kane went over there, and I'm telling you, Mexico City elevation is nothing to play with. But once these guys go in there, it is going to be a fun fight. It's like this week. You remember Yair's last fight, back elbow into the fight against the Korean Zombie. And Jeremy Stephens is always fun. I can't wait till next week.
Two heavy strikers, but much different styles of strikers. Yeah, the upward elbow after 24 minutes and 59 seconds to help the UFC celebrate 25 years.
That was deep in the toolbox.
For Daniel Cormier, it's been a pleasure from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. We'll see you next week from Mexico City.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and special content, subscribe to ESPN+.